Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do question C of example 1.1. So example 1.1 asks us to state a set of value of x for which each of the following functions is defined. So how do we know whether the function is defined or not? Okay, so if you key in everything in your calculator and you get math error, then your function is not defined. If you don't see math error on your calculator, it means that your function is defined. Okay, so let's do the question first. Later, I will demonstrate this to you. Okay, so I have rewrite the question C on my paper. Hx equals to 1 over x minus 1. So we can substitute different value into the function to see if the function is defined. So I would like to start with 0. So let x equals to 0. So x equals to 0, h0 equals to 1 over 0 minus 1, you get 1 over negative 1, you get negative 1. So when x equals to 0, you got a value. Okay, so this is a defined function. The function is defined when x equals to 0. So if I let x equals to 1, h1 equals to 1 over 1 minus 1. You get 1 over 0. Let's get a calculator to see 1 over 0, what will we get? Okay, 1 over 0, you get math error. If you get math error, it means that the function is not defined. So let's continue. Let x equals to 2, h2 equals to 1 over 2 minus 1, 1 over 1, you get 1. So when x equals to 2, you got a value, you got 1. So the function is defined. So remember that. When you get math error on your calculator, it means that your function is not defined. So why we get math error just now? It is because the denominator is 0. So when you see fraction, remember that for any kind of fraction, do not let your denominator become 0. Once your denominator becomes 0, that will be undefined. So you will see math error on your calculator. So for example, 2 over 3 is a fraction, right? So 3 is the denominator. Let's say if my denominator is negative 3, 2 over negative 3 is still a fraction. If I let the denominator become 0, it's not a fraction anymore. It will be math error, or I can say that this is not defined. So remember that. Do not let your denominator become 0. Okay, so from here we can see that we can let x equals to 0, we can let x equals to 2, but we cannot let x equals to 1. How about we let x equals to a negative number? For example, let x equals to negative 1. So h negative 1, you get 1 over negative 1 minus 1. You get 1 over negative 2. Okay, so 1 over negative 2 is a value also. It's still a value, okay? It's still a fraction, it's still a value, so it's still defined. The function is still defined when x equals to negative 1. So from here, we notice that x can be 0, x can be greater than 0, x can be smaller than 0. So it means that x can be negative, x can be positive, x can be 0. But x cannot be 1, because when x becomes 1, the denominator will become 0. Okay, so when the denominator is become 0, the function is not defined. So we can let x equals to 0, we can let x equals to positive number or negative number, but never let x equals to 1. So we come to a conclusion that 1 over x minus 1 is defined for all real values of x except x equals to 1. This means that 1 over x minus 1 is defined when you substitute any number into x except 1. You can substitute any number, negative number, positive number, 0 into x, okay, except 1. You cannot substitute 1 into x. If you substitute 1 into x, you will get math error and your function is not defined. Okay, so the domain of the function h is x is the element of real number. X is not equal to 1. I hope this video helped you, and if you have any question, don't be shy, just leave me a comment below and I will try my best to help you. Thank you for watching my video. I will see you in the next video. Bye.